I'm sitting on my bed and I want to capture a very profound understanding that I have right now, so I don't lose it and I can go back and watch it if required, which I probably will. But here it is. This one is Epiphany. We're always looking for epiphanies, and it's great when you have an epiphany because you get this profound understanding or insight on something that maybe is causing you grief or struggle, and now the roadblocks are open, the resistance is gone, and you can just be like water and flow upward and onward to buoyancy and well-being in your life, to live a happy, holistic, healthy life, right? And be happy, which is the highest form of wealth I'm learning, is your health and your happiness, because it doesn't matter how much wealth you have materialistically. If you're not happy, this is the truth, right? And people say, well, I've been rich and happy and broke and happy, and I'd rather be rich and happy. Of course, whatever. But here's my topic. I won't delay anymore. This one's specifically about my marriage, and I think that I'm not alone in what I'm about to say, is that when you love someone and you're married to them and you're committed to them and you live with them, to have and to hold through sickness and health, through until death do you part, right? I mean, that's a very serious thing, and I take that very serious, and I always have. And I came from a broken home. It's funny how you get older. For me, I've become more and more fond of my childhood and more thankful. And growing up as a teenager, having so many different jobs that I got fired from before I started my business. And I know what it's like to sleep on couches, to come from even as I talk about it, it's like, don't talk about that, because you recede back to the older part of yourself that still might have residual pain, and then you just water that seed of feeling unworthy, feeling not good enough, like you don't deserve to grow up and have your own life and your own family and your own wealth and abundance one day. You stay stuck and trapped in this place of unworthiness, pretty much unworthiness. So what happens is this pontificates in your head into your current life and relationships as a full-blown adult. And then you start to believe that you're not worthy here and now. So you might unconsciously do things to, your ego gets in the way, and you might self-sabotage, or unconsciously, right? Just be afraid to trust and be afraid to feel worthy. So you will see things through the lens of scarcity. I'm going to, here's one. It's not going to work out. I'm going to get abandoned. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. And so when you think those type of thoughts, things manifest, not directly, but they somehow indirectly manifest. Scarcity starts manifesting around you, and in your marriage, it happens too, in terms of misunderstandings and arguing. And what happens is that the person that you're married to has similar, not the same issues, totally different issues, but they have that going on too. This can cause this depolarization of your consciousness in a, what's the word? Like the yin yang, the phi can go into DeFi, and there can be a wobble. What that means is basically you have misunderstandings of each other's intentions. The relationship isn't calibrated spiritually. It's calibrated or uncalibrated based off of fear and unworthiness and insecurity. And so when you got that going on, from especially from both sides, it causes a wobble. And so if you focus on the wobble and try to say, what's wrong with me, or even worse, point, what's wrong with them, it's all them, and you can't see all that stuff, that wobble gets more and more and more unsteady, and then you get into a marriage that can be, unfortunately, I don't have this in my marriage, and I'm very thankful, but some people can have drug and alcohol addiction, and then there could be all the way down to domestic violence and things like that, and then ultimately it could break up, all types of things. And then now the couple that got married, that said their vows in front of their families and before God and really meant it and were so truly in love, they wanted to get, To be so in love that you want to get married to someone and spend the rest of your life with them, and vice versa, is such a huge, huge decision. It's such an important decision. It's so, and I don't think a lot of people just impulsively will make that decision without really thinking it out and feeling it. Like, a lot goes into that. It's a life-changing decision forever, which is great. Well, some people make that decision. I'm sorry. They get into this place of pain, and they don't know how to take responsibility for their emotions and how to grow up. And it's unlimited possibilities when you're in the DeFi. Same with unlimited abundance when you're in Phi, when you're in the Fibonacci sequence and connection with the universe and God and love and light and peace and harmony and all the great things, right? So I'll just sum all this up. I'll actually speed this up. When you focus on the bad things and you water the bad seeds, the negativity grows. When you cut and you prune that stuff and you purge it and you love and forgive and forget, there's a Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you. I'm sorry. Thank you. Forgive me. Press the reset button and move on and move onward and upward. And think about all the things that your spouse is doing right. Think about how beautiful your marriage is and how much you love them and all the things you're so thankful that they do. That maybe they cook dinner, or maybe they water the flowers outside, or maybe they're a great mom, or maybe... Think about all the great things that your spouse does and catch them doing things right. Maybe it's 80-20. Maybe you're madly in love with them and 80% is all great, but 20%, just like the Pareto principle, 80-20 rule, it's like in physics and in nature, maybe 20% of the relationship is really hard. But if you're focusing on the 20%, which you should do if you want to scale your life and your success and your business, you focus on the top performing best 20%. Because there's also 80-20 rule reversed in your marriage with a top 20% of really, really, really a good, amazing stuff that you would never find anywhere else out in there in the world. And that's why you married your spouse, because you saw these amazing things that you love so much about them that you knew that didn't exist out there in the world. You found a diamond. You found something so rare and precious and so amazing that you felt so grateful and worthy enough to actually get married, because you knew you could contribute those same qualities as well. Even if they were buried in a little bit of dirt and it was like a piece of coal, like a diamond in the rough, you knew that you had those abilities too, to grow and evolve with this person and spend your lives together and be a great example to other people as well through the commitment in your marriage, right? So it's real. All the good things that you were hoping for and wishing for are all real. They're still real, even in pain. They're always real. They can never not be, because it's truth, and truth is real. And so the next thing that I wanted to say about that is, man, I'm on this this vibe right now talking about this. It was sorry. I don't normally draw a blank like that. Focus on the things that you love about the person that you love, and focus on the good things and love them and honor them and respect them and see them for all their great qualities, and watch how much they shine when you water all the good plants. Don't water the weeds, water all the plants, right? We just transplanted those plants. I brought those home. I think I bought all 3 of them at different times years ago, and they were just little tiny baby plants in little mini pots. It was like $7.99 at the store. I think it was Home Depot. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Isn't that like a money tree or a bonsai tree? So I just brought it home and I threw it on the kitchen sink, and my wife goes, oh, that's cool. That's pretty. I was like, yeah, I saw it. And so I don't normally just go buy something impulsively unless I love it. And very rarely do I see anything that I love. And I loved each 3 of those plants. Isn't that funny? Plants. I'm a landscaper, and I love gardens and plants, and I love nature, basically. So when I saw that little bonsai tree, that one, I was like, that thing is the leaves on it were so beautiful. I can make a whole video about it. But look how much they've grown. And we've planted them in fertile soil. We've upgraded the pots. We've put new soil in there. We water them regularly. We put them by the window and they get good light, and we love them. We actually love them. Real love. We have names for them. And look how big they've grown. They're huge. That bonsai is hanging all the way over. So, just like your marriage, when you upgrade your identity and you let go of that old tiny little space, that little pot that you can no longer fit into anymore, you let go of that thing and you upgrade. You no longer fit in that small shell anymore. Everything is going to be okay with you and with your marriage. You can make it all work by not making it work, by just allowing love. Allow love. And sometimes that love can be trapped underneath a bunch of pain and suffering. You might be operating over the top of a bunch of neurosis. I get it. Well, I could do a whole NLP session with you, and I'm not gonna, but I just want to say that even if I don't know you, I wish the best for you, and I wish you peace and harmony in your home and in your mind and in your thoughts and your emotions and your existence. And I wish you to see through the eyes of unconditional love and stop holding resentments. Stop resenting and let the grip. You don't have to let go completely, but you have grip on fear. Go for a walk and take a breath. Just breathe and just loosen the grip on your fear. And imagine water running through your hands and through your fingertips. Just flowing. You can let go. Like a gazelle, when a lion hunts a gazelle or any animal, they're really scared and they're running, fight or flight mode. But after a short period of time and the sun is shining and the lion is gone, they shake it off and then they return to peace, and then they start chewing on the grass again. That seems really strange to me because we have 3 dogs and 3 cats, and I love my animals. I never thought I'd have that many animals, but my wife, her dream is to own an animal rescue one day. And she, our one little dog, Gracie, she's a Yorkie. Is she over here? No, that's Oliver, our cat. That's Miko. That's Gino. I'm glad that and Gracie, there she is over there. Crazy, right? He's sleeping, and that's good because he's so hyper. They're taking their mid-morning nap. All right. I'm embarrassed because, anyways, animals are a great source of peace and unconditional love. They're like a therapist that doesn't talk. It's amazing, especially Miko. I mean, you can just hold this dog and pet him and look in his eyes, and all your problems just melt away, right? So, anyways, I wish you peace and harmony and love, and see the glass half full. Be optimistic. Walk and breathe and let go. And you know what? I could talk for an hour, but I'm gonna stop now. There you go.